Welcome back to Podcast by Committee, and this is more of a somber beginning. I am Joe, of course, joined by... Actually, we can start it out with a little interesting. Joined by just Logan this week.
Now you're making it seem like Grim died.
Okay, no,
Yeah,
Graham didn't die.
we'll be very somber.
It's
We're
somber for another reason. Graham is in France with his family, and isn't cool enough to join the podcast this week.
Yeah, they don't have internet over there.
Yeah, they don't have like trees or like wildlife or internet connections or anything that America has.
It's just Eiffel Towers.
Yeah, it's just Eiffel Towers and like concrete, probably. It just seems like a terrible, like France, more like.
Oh,
I don't
great
know,
one, Joe.
something.
Great
one. But yeah, France is probably lame. Just kidding. It's probably a cool country, but I'm kind of jealous. So, anyways, Graham is not joining us this week. It's just me and Logan. So woot woot. And now we're back to the somber mood. Let's take it down. Wow. You know, if you're a long-time community member, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and follow us on all podcasting platforms, by the way, under Podcast by Committee. Keaton Mitchell has been a staple since pretty much day one.
Beacon of hope.
Beacon of hope. Yes, that's a good way of putting it, Logan. And this past week, had
a good game.
Was having a good game. Yeah, against the Jacksonville Jaguars, primetime Sunday Night Football, taking over that lead back role, and we're not going to show the clip mainly because we don't have a video feature on this. But he did tear his ACL, and he is out for the season. Completely.
Yes. Expected to make a full recovery.
Yes, he will have the offseason, and we're expecting nothing less than coming back at full strength and having a great sophomore season. But he is unfortunately out for the year with an ACL tear, and just
probably
it's
beginning of next
news.
year too.
Yeah, it's devastating news, especially this late in the season. Logan, give us a bit of analysis on that.
It's sad, Ravens.
Yeah.
They'll probably never win a game again.
I completely agree. I mean,
I don't think so.
I mean, they're out of the playoffs probably. They don't.
I would say, yeah. I think they will get eliminated.
Wild card
they've
exit.
clinched. The committi probably won't let him in.
They'll probably.
He's the Jordan Travis.
Yeah, they're the FSU.
Yeah.
I think they're just going to opt out of the playoffs.
Yeah, and
with such a pivotal piece. I mean, really, Keaton Mitchell was the running game. Gus Edwards is the goal line back.
Yep.
Solid, good pass protector. But Keaton Mitchell is the explosive dude.
Well, Mars nothing without Keaton Mitchell.
The explosive running back. Excuse me. That's a really tough loss, especially this late in the season, because he has a chance to be your X factor on offense.
Oh yeah, he has a chance to make huge plays in the playoffs.
Obviously.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's on a more serious note. It's a really tough player to lose right now, right when you're supposed to be hitting your stride. But obviously for the guy Keaton Mitchell, we're hoping for a full recovery. Obviously undrafted rookie, battled the odds. We believed in him, and we know he'll come back stronger. We'll know he'll be better.
We believe in him. Believe in you. We know Keaton's watching.
Keaton, we know you're listening. We believe, man. We're not.
He's
giving
mid-surgery.
Up hope.
He's gonna be mid-surgery. Let's do
this. The fakers may be losing hope now. We won't lose hope. We're Keaton
fake fans.
KM34. You're coming back stronger than ever. But that is our PSA to start the episode. And yeah, Keaton, we love you. So that was for all the longtime committee members. But we can hop right into news and notes. It was an exciting week this week. Colts won, which was fun. Beat the Steelers. We ended Mike Tomlin's career, probably. Logan, what was your take on the Broncos game?
It was awful.
Sure.
Oh, I mean, just awful. Horrible.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So I was in a car, I was riding. I was a mini road trip,
Were you driving the car or were you?
No, I was not driving the car.
Okay, because
I was in the backseat of the car. No. Well, actually, I was in a restaurant when the game started.
Oh, what?
It's 0-0. Leave the restaurant. Sit in the car. Turn on the game on my phone. Lions score as soon as I do. So I turn it off. I'm like, that's bad luck. And then, it just was downhill from there.
Yeah, and I mean, 42 is a lot. 42 is a lot. But it is entirely overshadowed by the 63-21 shellacking that the Raiders beat the Chargers on Thursday Night Football. Start off with a kicker and ending Brandon Staley's head coaching career.
Finally,
in Los Angeles.
Happiest day of my life.
Finally.
I'm such a hater.
I don't blame you. He had a rough tenure.
So
record-wise, wasn't even that bad, but just like
did you?
this
You
was
didn't. None
terrible.
of us. I don't think neither of us watched the game, did we?
I watched some of the game,
Because
and it
I
was
was.
rough.
I
I
was
watched
sitting
Austin
there.
Eckler get up from like a 50-point deficit and like celebrate a first down. That was pretty
I was
funny,
like,
not gonna lie.
oh, I should turn on the game. And I checked. I was like, it's about into the first quarter, probably 21-0. I was like, if it gets good, I'll turn it on. I check again. It's halftime. 42-0. Are you kidding me?
I mean, what do you think was worse, 63-21 or 70-20? That was scored on me, by the way, 63-21.
Yeah, I would say, I don't know. I feel like they're both awful.
Yeah, they're both just brutally bad.
But one of them, honestly, I think, I don't want to be biased, but I think 63-21.
Just because I think the Chargers don't have a chance to rebound.
And also,
No.
going into 70-20, we knew, like, we obviously weren't expecting that, but we knew that the Dolphins' offense was great.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders' offense was scored 0 the week before. They just got beat 3-0 the week before.
Yeah, by a okay Vikings defense.
And also, the thing is, the Broncos' offense, I mean, they only scored 13 points in that game. In the 70-20 game. 7 were on special teams or whatever. Mm-hmm. But our offense wasn't awful in that game. Their offense, the Chargers' offense, had 2 defensive touchdowns against them in that one.
I mean, like a bunch of fumbles, a pick six from Easton Stick.
That was a sick catch.
The backup quarterback. He got absolutely red. Like the Jones, the Raiders corner, jumped to the pitch.
One of the coolest slow motion plays.
That's like a play you see on like Instagram at a high school from like overtime, like what they.
Well, it was a screen, not a pitch.
Oh,
that would have been crazy. Pitch would have been crazy.
But I mean,
because there's that clip.
Have you seen that video of like where the kid intercepts the pitch? But no, that was. I mean, what a freaking catch! Like one-handed backwards. Yeah. Crazy.
He read it too well. He was in front of the screen.
He did read it too well. Somebody watches film. Wild stuff though. That's like also like if he was on like on a coverage assignment, that's so bold to like. But I mean, it paid off, so that's cool.
Yeah, but they were up 40 already. So
I mean, they did allow Josh Palmer to get a 79-yard touchdown. So
I got an update where it's like
they should have put me in. I don't know why they didn't call me up.
Hey, you could run the offense.
I'm actually kind of offended. I didn't even think about that. Why was I not contacted to be a Raiders defensive back during that game?
I could have covered Duggan. Was Max Duggan active? He was during that game.
He was active, but he didn't get in.
Why didn't they give him a shot? Why don't they
just throw him in? Why did Easton Stick
want to see Max. And now he's back on practice squad.
Why did they make Easton Stick
for the whole game?
Like,
I love Max Duggan. I mean, I don't love him. I like Max Duggan.
Yeah. He cares. The sad thing is, like, if I was Easton Stick and I got like trot back out there, I'm like.
But see, Max Duggan is the type of guy to care too much, you know?
Yeah.
Or like you put him in a blow and he's like going crazy.
I'll tell you, if Max Duggan gets a chance to play, I will tell you exactly how it's going to go. He will throw for 230 yards and 2 touchdowns with 1 interception, and he will do that for about.
We'll go 1-1, and then he'll get a rushing touchdown. We'll get a rushing, which is going to be one of those ones where he like he pumps his fist as he goes in the end zone. You know, he's gonna be pumped.
It's gonna be one of those ones where he gets like pushed out and like gets up and like flexes. He's like, you can see he's a real team guy. But yeah, 2 total touchdowns a pick. He does that for about 2 weeks, and then he has a game where it's like 0 touchdowns, 5 picks, and like 30 yards and gets back.
It's a stinker.
That's the rookie feel good story backup quarterback. Classic. Besides Tommy DeVito, who's actually beaten that so far. But
did you see that this week?
I know he had a bad game, but it wasn't like a bunch of picks, back-breaking games.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Because people were like,
yeah, no. He
did have a bad game.
He was like a game manager, you know?
Yeah, he had a bad game, but he didn't throw 4 picks. So.
Yeah, he didn't like kill the offense.
Which I love to see. I love just having a bad game for rookies, but not like throwing.
You know, speaking of
Bryce Young
bad
has been
games,
the king of.
Speaking of bad games, Panthers, Falcons, no fans in attendance.
I saw one play from that game, and it was the game-winning field goal.
I saw another on NFL Red Zone. We can talk about how Bryce Young looked. Bryce Young looked solid. He had a couple good drives and let him down the field. And the past couple weeks, he's looked a lot better with the new head coach. I can't. It hurts me that I can't say enough how much Desmond Ridder doesn't deserve to start in this NFL league. Like,
Yeah.
did you see his red zone interception?
Oh, I did? Never mind. I did see
That
two
was,
plays from
if
that.
I
I
were to
did see another
classify
play. I saw
something as
that.
a back-breaking play, that is a back-breaking play. That is like, I mean, it was mind-boggling because he gets out of the pocket, escapes, stops, sidearm right to the safety.
Oh.
Like it's not even just a behind pass. It's not a real pass. It looks like he was like drunk or something. Like they gotta take that dude out.
What's Felipe Franks doing? Why is he still in IR? Let's get him up. Let's get him
Seriously,
in.
what's Taylor Heineke doing? Why is that kid on the bench, man? He's so much better than Desmond Ridder. It's not funny.
We want
Desmond
Felipe
Ridder has had
Franks.
clutch moments. He's a solid
What's his
mobile
injury?
runner.
Do you know Felipe Franks' injury?
Do you?
I don't know. I think he's still listed as a tight end on the roster.
Can we guess? I wanna guess. I think it's like thigh.
I can see it being a hamstring. I think Felipe Franks definitely has a bad
Pulled a
hamstring.
hammy. You think you pulled a hammy?
Yeah, like Greg Dulcich type. He was off of IR now. He was inactive this week, but he might be back.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't play him fantasy. That's too risky.
Moving on to our second piece of news, 11 minutes in. Did you see the Bears Hail Mary at the end of that Browns game?
I was watching that game.
First of all, good game. Good game.
Great game.
Flacco clutched up and pulled out the win, even though he had a bad game.
Flacco had a gritty game. He had a gritty game.
He pulled it out in the end.
Over 300 yards. Those 3 picks were tough. Some of them were bad, but all of them were bad. But
in the end, he did pull it out.
I thought Mooney had it, man. I thought he had it.
Should have. He failed Justin Fields. Justin Fields was failed that game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, bobbled, hits Mooney in the chest on the ground. You got to scoop that ball, man. I mean, it was the last play of the game, Hail Mary, like 60-yard throw. You got to catch that ball. I mean, that's a perfect Hail Mary throw right there. Bobbled, hits you in the chest, dude. How do you? And then the worst part is that he flicked it up into the arms of a defender. It was classified as a pick. So when all the Justin Fields haters this offseason are saying, look at his stats, that's what's going to inflate the bad stats, and he's going to get traded.
Yeah,
that's like going to be such an agenda.
Do you think they should stick with Fields or draft? Because this is a big argument. I think there's an obvious answer. I think you have to draft.
I get it, because it's Caleb Williams, man. But
you got it.
I think Fields still has a lot of value.
Oh, like yeah, I think you could trade him. I think you should trade him.
Do you think you get a first for him?
No.
You don't think so? I mean, he's had a couple monster weeks.
I think these next few weeks are tryouts. These are tryouts for Justin Fields.
Oh, absolutely. It's always been that way. Because
the Vikings?
I mean, he's had a couple monster weeks. I think you may be able to eke out like a mid-first. Because would you rather have Justin Fields or Jaden Daniels? Like drafting Jaden Daniels. Because that's probably where Daniels go.
See, I think that is like a decision right there.
I think I would trade a mid-first for Justin Fields. I mean, like, obviously you could clip this and come back saying, like, well, Fields was awful on his knees. But, like, right now, what we're seeing right now, I think it's worth a mid-first. Yeah, for a quarterback, that's
and he's young.
Still has a lot of potential. Yeah, and obviously, like, these guys don't work out sometimes, but it's worth the risk because he's a quarterback and he's had those.
I think if you're a team
like
that needs a quarter, or if you're like, you have to match the window. And I think, like, the Seahawks are perfect for what team would match that window.
What you said the Vikings. That's also
the Vikings. But I think you need a team that's still a little young, which the Vikings are. Besides the defense is very old.
That's true.
But you need a team that's like, it's pretty good, but it's young, and you can give it maybe 3-4 years until to give Fields even more time.
Yeah, I don't
think he's quite there, but I think he's close. I think
the thing with like the Sam Darnolds and who was the young player that got traded? Trey Lance, like those really high draft picks. Free Trey Lance, yeah. Those really high draft picks that just didn't get a ton of chances or didn't play super well and get traded, and people are like, okay, well maybe this is the chance. A lot of times they maybe they had a really good game, but Justin Fields has had like a solid year. Like he hasn't been. Okay, you can stop.
No. I'm going to say something.
Well, okay, go ahead.
What about the Jets? He sits behind Rodgers.
I don't like it.
I like it.
I don't like it. I just don't.
I think Rodgers is done after next year. I don't think he's going to play 2 more years.
So I think
he's got to be done.
Seems like the type to stretch it out.
Oh, I think he could try, but I think he's going to be awful. I think he's got maybe 1 more good year left in him.
I just think like Fields. That's an interesting fit though, Jets, because
which is also. Because the Jets are going to have to make moves in the offseason.
Yeah.
Rodgers definitely didn't watch Zach Wilson and Trevor Siemian get clobbered this week. He's like,
man, that offensive line is rough.
This is what I want to do.
without Jalen Phillips on the Dolphins pass rush. But I think Fields still has a lot of potential, and I think he's got value right now at this moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously the Mooney Hail Mary drop was rough, and then the Tonyan 60-yard touchdown drop. Robert Tonyan was also rough
Robert
for the
Tonyan
Bears.
doesn't have that speed. When he caught that, he was getting chased down. Come on, let's be real.
Okay, hey, you never know. What if it's like an Andrew Beck pick up the fumble situation? And then another news: the teams that have been eliminated from the playoffs: Carolina, New England, the New York Jets, Arizona, Tennessee, and Washington have all been eliminated from the playoffs. So, also, Ron Rivera may get fired by the end of the season, which is something I think we all saw coming. But
I will be after the season.
Yeah, I think makes sense.
I think he should be.
Mm-hmm. And then
I think I would like to see the Eric Bieniemy in-house.
Oh yes! Oh my goodness!
Everyone would. I think everyone would. But.
I think that's why he was hired, just as a safety net, and also obviously as an offensive mind, but as a safety net, when or if Rivera gets fired, he's the one that's coming in, which is why it was such a big hire, because that was they have their safety, and they also have but if he just remains the offensive guy, he's the offensive guy. But
I really want to see that, because I think him and Howell have a great.
Oh, absolutely! He's elevated Howell's games a lot. I mean, obviously Howell needs some polishing, but I think you're right.
Yeah.
And then a big game for James Cook as the Bills beat the Cowboys. Huge win for them. They could
James
be
Cook,
dangerous.
huge game.
Yep. And then
you do not
Brock
want to see
Purdy,
the Bills as a 2 seed in January. The playoffs.
They could still win that division, I think. Right? Is that correct? Technically, yeah, I think they could. I don't think the Dolphins clinched. Or am I dumb?
They could tie it, I think, because are Dolphins 10-3?
Do they have the tiebreaker? Have they beaten the Dolphins?
No,
they did.
Dolphins 10. Wait. Look at the standings.
And then my last piece of news: Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's the MVP favorite, I think, right now.
You think so? We'll get into that later.
Not personal, but I think
yeah, we'll talk about that later.
I think he'll overtake the official betting odds for Dak. But yeah, Dolphins could definitely fumble the division away. I think you said they're 10-4.
Yeah, what's their upcoming schedule though? That's important.
Okay, check her out.
I'm checking it. I got it pulled up right now. They've got. Oh, whoa! Never mind. It's realistic. Cowboys, Ravens, Bills.
Whoa!
That
week 18 matchup.
That week 18 matchup could be amazing.
Because the Bills might win out.
They could. Bills have a tough schedule coming up.
Both teams have the ability to win a wild card matchup. We're not. I mean, obviously, but still, the division title is going to be really interesting. You're right, Logan.
Yeah, because Bills have Chargers and Patriots as their next 2 games.
Those are easy breeze by wins.
That could be a fun.
The Bills
week
seem like the
game.
type to drop to the Patriots, though.
All the week 18 matchups are to be determined on the times. Is that everyone? Are the primetime games set even?
I haven't heard anything about the primetime games being set. I have not heard anything.
Because if that has to be Sunday or Monday.
That'd be so awesome. Dude, Monday Night Football would be unreal.
Monday Night Football for the division would be amazing.
But, yeah, we can go into fantasy MVPs and busts. I guess I'll go first. Mine is James Cook. You could say CMC, who had a great game, but I think James Cook is...
Just stick to one.
Well, no, I'm just, giving him his flowers.
I know. Okay.
Because,
I wrote them both
James
down,
Cook,
and I was just going to do whichever one you did.
Yeah. But Cook had the game you weren't expecting. I mean, obviously he's been great this year in fantasy. But he had the game you weren't expecting. 25 for 175, 25 rushes for 179 yards and a touchdown.
He's going to get 1,000 yards.
2 catches for 42 yards and a touchdown. I think I wrote that right. I wrote 242 on my paper. And I was like, what is that supposed to be? But yeah, 2 total scrimmage touchdowns. Played, great on the ground. The offensive line was killing it the whole night. And he's been good all year.
Josh Allen was 7 for 15 or something.
He didn't have to do yards. He had to do nothing that game. And he played
You
solid.
love to see that. When your team can do that, you love to see
that. Oh, that's so exciting. And the defense played great.
Yeah.
They had pressure all night in on Dak. It was a huge win
for the
Buffalo Bills.
Completely altered the MVP conversation.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Wow.
Logan, go ahead.
I put both, of course, but I'm going to say Christian McCaffrey. 187 total yards, 3 touchdowns, 5 catches. Dominated. They dropped,
it was 2. Was it 2 receiving,
again.
1 rushing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And 1 long.
Yeah, I think
he was wide open.
Totally right.
How do you leave it?
I don't know.
It was crazy.
Man, that 49ers team is the best team in the NFL right now.
Easily. Oh yeah, I don't think it's close.
I mean,
right
they are
now.
just it seems like a college matchup every week. Like Logan, I love the Iowa T-shirt. That is
thank
nice.
you. I had to rep Riley Moss today.
Yeah, sure. Caitlin Clark as well.
Yeah, shout out Caitlin Clark.
Shout out Caitlin Clark. We know you're listening. But yeah, big week for the first week of fantasy playoffs. Hope you won. I won a couple. I think fantasy playoff matchups.
My one I cared about dropped to 102 with the on the bye week. You lost in that league.
I lost. You lost. I think I won. I went 2-2 in my fantasy playoff matchup, so we're still alive in a couple leagues. But my bust of the week, taking it out on one of my players in one of my leagues, Bijan Robinson.
Oh,
woof. Woof, woof.
We have the same one, and I'm not even going to change because he deserves to be said twice.
I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's a combination of he didn't have a good game, and Arthur Smith just.
Tyler Algier had double the carries of him.
Oh yeah,
he was only averaging like 1.5 yards a carry, but it was 7 carries.
Bijan 7 carries, 11 yards, and a fumble.
When you're
one
playing,
catch,
he had a
3
fumble?
yards.
I didn't know he had a fumble.
Yeah, and 1 catch for 3 yards. Just not cool.
Woof.
Woof. It is our woof player of the week.
Woof player of the week.
Freaking terrible is all I have to say. That was a major disappointment and a reason I lost one of my games. So, go Bijan. Maybe next year. He'll be great next
please.
week. I hope so.
No, he'll be good. I hope next week. Please be good next week, Bijan. I'm still in these playoffs.
Yeah, you had the bye week with Bijan.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, Logan. Oh, wait, you had Bijan too.
I'm same, yeah.
Anything else to add?
Nope.
Any Panthers defensive line notes?
I didn't watch the game. No one did. I know no one in the stadium was watching the game because there was no one in the stadium. Did you see the stadium?
Oh, yeah. 10 minutes before kickoff, there were like, what do you think the ratio of people to chairs were? 10 minutes, like the picture of 10 minutes before kickoff. I think it was like.
It had to be like 10 to 1.
I think it was way more than that. I think it was like 20 to 1. It was like.
Maybe. It was ridiculous. But to be fair, if I lived around there and it's like 45 cents a ticket.
45 cents. I'm going. Are you kidding? Like, it's raining, but I'll go to a freaking NFL game. I love
NFL games, yeah.
I'm going to watch pro athletes.
Yeah, I'm going to go see my least 2 favorite teams next week. So.
Shame on the Panthers. Shame on the Panthers fans. Not the Panthers, the Panthers fans. Go watch your team for 45 cents. Good night. I would jump on that opportunity.
Like, you have a rookie quarterback. Like,
it's like going to like a that's less than going to like a high school basketball game. And I would rather watch a high. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. It's freaking NFL football. Get on your feet, Charlotte. Ugh. It's sickening. It's really sickening what these Panthers fans are doing to Bryce Young. Man, trade him. Free my boy Bryce.
I mean, Broncos will take him.
It turns my wheels. It boils my grease to see that. You know, it grinds my gears. 45 cents to buy a ticket. I don't get it, man. Anyways, wow. We can move on to question of the week. Logan, this is a burner.
Okay. I got 2 questions for you.
Okay. Graham isn't here, so I'll also participate. Do you think, hypothetically, fantasy draft next year happened today?
Mm-hmm.
Is Kyren Williams, Los Angeles Rams running back, a first-round pick in the fantasy football draft?
Oh, he's
where do you in a 12-team draft? What slots do you draft?
7, 8. I think he's the same value as like Bijan this year.
Oof, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What if they draft like a 3rd round running back?
What do you mean? What are you talking about? Oh,
well,
they draft.
What if the Rams draft a guy like the 3rd round?
Bro, all these running backs this year stink in the draft, so don't worry about it. I think he's good enough. Returned. And I also think that team's bad enough that if they're taking quarter or running back within the first 2 days of the draft, they're making a mistake. So
yeah, man, the Rams are fun though. They've been a fun team this year.
But,
Stafford's been lighting.
I think Stafford's about done. So
which is a shame because he looks great.
I would love Jaden Daniels in LA.
I wouldn't mind.
I love Jaden Daniels anyway. I just love Jaden Daniels.
I like the Rams. I want to see another gunslinger there, man. It's fun. Yeah. But I love Jaden Daniels. He's a great player. Obviously the Heisman. But yeah, I think he's worth a 1st-round pick. I think maybe in like the 8, 9, 10 slot because obviously you have like the blue chip guys that just got hurt this year. And then I just thought of one. Where do you think Eckler goes? And don't say like undrafted. Because I know you're going to say undrafted.
I was a hater this year, Yeah. That's one of my success stories.
That's you, man. You got it.
Like 4th.
I was thinking like fifth.
Fourth
Like
or fifth, yeah.
splitting carries is brutal,
And I think there's someone that could be in the running back market.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah. Is he in a contract year, Eckler?
I just did a Chargers rebuild on that, and I'm trying to think if I had to either him or Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen's not right.
No, he shouldn't be.
Okay, then it's him. I knew one of those two was on a contract year because I let him go.
A podcast season high of not knowing things for us.
I feel like we've been decent. We just didn't know that. Graham knows nothing.
The Dolphins.
Graham's a fraud.
An idiot. Boo, Graham.
He won't watch
JK.
this. He can't.
Oh, he better. This is film for him. This is like studying film for athletes.
Yeah, this is like watching like Jerry Rice and Randy Moss tape, and he's like Quez Watkins, you know?
Yeah, man, I love Quez Watkins. Loved. Sorry, he's bad now.
He's bad now.
He's like the Darnell Mooney of the greater Philadelphia area. You know,
that's a good comparison.
Except not the peak wasn't there though.
Yeah, he was never as good as Darnell Mooney's peak.
Man, Darnell Mooney's valley though. Woof. Woof. I mean, talk about the second second option and not being used.
Hey, valleys have two mountains. Valleys have two mountains. They're in between.
Will he ever get back up that mountain? Who's to say?
Yep.
Who knows? Say?
He might get stuck at the bottom, but
Logan, hit us with your question. Boom.
Question? Which one do you want first? The one you know or the one you don't know?
Give me a 1, give me a 2. I'll pick. Like say 1 or 2.
Maybe 2. You just you have to say 1 or 2. If you're picking,
shut up.
You want question
okay,
1 or 2?
I'm gonna flip this pen in front of me. If the inky side is facing you, we'll go with your first question.
Okay.
I dropped it on the floor.
It can still face me though. Okay.
Inky side facing you.
First question. Who's the MVP? Give me a top 3. Who's your MVP?
Can I give you a top 3 and then 2 dark horses and then my favorite? I'm kind of extending this out a lot.
Give me an MVP conversation.
I've got my top 5. I got my top 5. He did tell me about the question beforehand, breaking the rules, but I understand. My top 5: CMC, Christian McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill, Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson.
I have 6 written down, and those are 5 of them. So
sure. My top 3 is. I'm gonna splitting hairs really between CMC and Hill.
The fact that it's week going into week 15, and we can say dark horses or going into week 16, right?
The thing is, like,
and we can say dark horses is not normal.
I think you've got a point, but I think every year, like I'm not taking anything away from what you said, but like every year there's a guy that thins it out at the very end. I think.
But this is getting late.
I know
it's getting late.
My top 3, man. I'd say Lamar is one of my dark horses at this point, even though he's been, phenomenal this year.
Yeah.
Especially passing. I think I'm just going to include one of those skill players between CMC and Hill because they don't have a great shot. So I guess I'll include Hill just because he's likely to go over 1,000. My top 3 would be Hill.
He's not on pace anymore.
Oh, yeah, because he missed that game.
Because he missed a game. Man. That's why I think it's so interesting. Because if he plays yesterday, he's probably the favorite.
I'm going to go Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, Tyreek Hill is my top 3.
Okay. My
favorite, I think it should be Hill. I think it's going to be Brock Purdy at this point.
I think Brock Purdy should be the betting favorite.
Yes, right, I think he is at this point.
Yeah. I don't know.
If not, he will be.
I think so.
But Brock Purdy, I don't care about the assistant quarterback allegations. That kid can freaking play. He's leading in pretty much every category. And he's been absolutely phenomenal with all the weapons he has. That's what happens when you give a young quarterback weapons and an offensive line. That's what happens. And obviously it's like a by chance thing that he totally broke out, but he's a great player and he is playing amazing football on the best team in the league right now. If that's not valuable, I'm not totally sure what is.
And like people will be like, "Oh, well, he has all the weapons. He's doing everything you can imagine with those weapons."
Yeah, he's insanely accurate. He's got an arm. He is a leader. The guys trust him. Dak's been great. Dak's had a phenomenal career year, but
he just put up a stinker.
Yeah, he just put, and then obviously recency bias. We get it. But
you can't.
Brock
just
has been
in the
stable.
MVP conversation. The good teams against and late in the season and you put up a horrible game like that, that's not going to look good.
I think that's going to hurt him. I think that Brock's team beat the Eagles and the Cowboys by so much. Obviously, Brock had like that 2 or 3 game stretch where he wasn't playing well. But I think the fact that he beat the Eagles and the Cowboys by so much, like, that's valuable, man. Like, that's valuable.
I think he's the betting favorite. I think my favorite, or who I want to win it, is McCaffrey. He's doing everything.
Oh, man, he's great.
And he could end up having like 25 touchdowns this year.
Yeah.
I mean, he's on pace for probably 25 touchdowns.
The storyline of like Brock Purdy being the last pick of the draft, Mr. Irrelevant last year, and then the next year
and winning MVP next year
would be just unreal.
Storybooks. That's the best story since Kurt Warner.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah. But Logan, good.
Okay, I would say Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, Tua. I would put Tua top 3.
Ooh, okay.
I think since Hill's out and he still had a really good game.
What were your 6, though? You said he had 6?
Tua was you noticed the other 5, and Tua was my 6. And I think Goff, he plays, if he balls out, I think he's 3rd in passing yards. He's top 5 in touchdowns, I think. He would have to have a really good last few weeks.
So is Sam Howell your 7th, I'm assuming?
Yeah, probably, obviously. The touchdown interception ratio just
doesn't matter. Interceptions don't matter.
I like being this late in the season. Mahomes isn't in conversation. I love that as a hater.
Sure.
It's great to see.
Sure.
But yeah.
But who's your favorite? Sorry. No, who was
my favorite? My favorite's Purdy. But
Purdy,
McCaffrey, Tua.
McCaffrey, Tua.
And then I would have probably Lamar, Hill, Dak, Goff.
Dak is that low for you?
I think he's got to be below Lamar and Hill. I don't know. I think him and Hill are interchangeable.
Dak's been playing amazing football as of excluding last game. Amazing.
I know, but
football.
I just count those late season.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times winning MVP is like, are you showing weakness that could show up in the playoffs?
Mm.
And like losing a game like that is what could happen in the playoffs.
Thank you. Right. What's your last question, Logan?
Okay. I just want you to give me a quick score prediction for the game that we will be in attendance for next Monday.
Oh, yeah.
The Chiefs versus the Raiders.
On Christmas Day.
Give me, Christmas Day, me and Joe. I know we'll have security. You guys don't have to worry about our safety. We know we're kind of big time.
We'll be in the box seat with Taylor Swift. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll have a meetup afterwards, guys. Don't worry.
Meet and greet at the Arrowhead.
Meet and greet at Arrowhead.
P.B.C.
But I want some score predictions. Who do you think's going to ball out? Who do you think's going to have a bad game? What are you thinking? What's your outlook on this game?
I mean, I think you benched Kadarius Toney, who had the drop that led to the pick again.
I think this is a revenge.
Comically,
60 yards. What's the weather looking like? Have you checked the weather?
I have not checked the weather. But I think who's going to have a good game? I think Kelsey will have a good game. I think Rashee Rice will have a good game.
Mid.
I think Mahomes will play solid, probably a pick. But I think he'll have a solid game. I mean, I think the Raiders are going to be feisty, man. I think Aiden O'Connell could ball out.
There's a high of 59 on Monday.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
I was hoping for a snow game.
Yeah. And then I think Devontae has a big game. I think Josh Jacobs can have a
You just think this is going to be an offensive shootout?
I think it will be because I think the
last
Raiders
game last game they played was
again recency bias, but the Raiders I think they have a full head of steam putting up 63 points, and I think this is kind of like the Raiders and Chiefs are always like kind of the biggest like rivalry in the division to me, just because like there's been animosity the last couple years with the like trick play from the Chiefs, like the Raiders going around the Chiefs stadium after they won, or maybe it was before, I don't remember, but I just think it's going to be it seems like an offensive shootout to me. And maybe I'm saying that just because I'm going to the game, I want to see it. But I would love to see an Aiden O'Connell masterclass. I would love to see some good Mahomes football too. That'd be fun to watch. You wouldn't? Okay. No. I think Pacheco could have a really good game. I think Pacheco could.
So who's not going to have a good game? Because apparently every offensive weapon on both teams is going to have a good game. According to you.
I think receivers behind Rashee Rice and Kelsey will have a bad game.
Oh, bold prediction. They've been having a lot of good games.
I feel like the defenses aren't going to be especially good. I feel like I want it all to be good. That's the issue.
I think it's going to be.
I feel like there's a solid chance O'Connell comes out flat, but maybe not.
Well, yeah.
I think.
Oh, okay. Great analysis there.
Thank you. I think official prediction: Jacoby Myers bad game.
Okay.
I think Jacoby Myers will have a bad game. I think Trey Tucker could have a good game. I think MVS has a bad game. I think the Chiefs' offensive line has a bad game. There it is.
Okay. Max Crosby owns them.
I know. I'm so excited to watch Max Crosby. I love Max Crosby. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. But yeah.
Does he know we're coming? Have we told him?
Yeah, I let him know. So
okay.
He'll set a team to give us some gear. But I'm not really cheering. I don't know who to cheer for. Cause I just want to.
I'm cheering for the Raiders.
When I'm going to a game, I just want to watch good football. That's because you're there. It's live. That's so fun.
Oh yeah. I think we'll see it'll be 24-21. Raiders win. Arrowhead silenced last second 56-yard field goal.
I'm gonna go.
I'm not done.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, so it's the late season Michael Mayer breakout game. He gets 2 touchdowns, 88 yards on 7 catches.
Okay.
And Divine Diablo has 16 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, a forced fumble.
Pick?
And no, he tips a ball that's picked.
Okay.
By Trayvon Moring.
Oh, TCU legend. Okay.
Yeah.
I think the score will be like 27-14. I'm not sure who wins.
Oh, okay. 27-14.
I'm not going to pick a winner.
No winner.
27-14
tie.
A tie would be so cool.
If we win, it's a tie in person.
I want to see a tie so bad. Also, for the playoffs, that would shake things up like crazy.
Oh, yeah. And we haven't had a tie this year.
Nope. But yeah, that's a little bit of a fun one there. Yeah, really excited to go to the game. I just want to see some good football. And yeah.
I want to see some ugly football.
You want to see some ugly football?
Give me a 6-3 game. Please.
6-3. Oh, I want to see the punt clinic that goes on.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't have any especially strong takes about it. I just think the Chiefs will play how the Chiefs are playing now. Inconsistent. Whoa. Inconsistent on offense, but bright at times. I think the Raiders offense is obviously going to slow down. I don't see them putting up too many points.
What if they put up 70?
They could. Who's stopping them? I think Max Crosby has a big game just because I like him, and I think the Raiders' the secondary is pretty suspect. So I think Mahomes shreds them up. I don't have too many scalding takes about that. So yeah, that's our 30-minute segment about the Chiefs game we're going to. So we can run through start sits waivers because that's boring at this point. Like if you don't know who's starting, sit while you're still in the fantasy playoffs. Unless you have a really tough one, then listen to us, I guess. But my first one is a bore. It's obvious. You're gonna laugh at me putting this on there, but it's James Cook versus the Chargers.
Fool.
I know. Really good matchup, coming off a really good game. If he was on your bench, which he could have been, you know what to do. My second start is DeAndre Hopkins versus the Seattle defense. I think him and Levis have a great connection. Obviously, Levis isn't like incredibly accurate, but I think he's going to have a good game. He's got that dog in him. And him and Hopkins obviously have the best connection on the whole team. And I think, Hopkins has a couple good games with Levis, so watch for that. And a good matchup against the Seahawks defense. My last start, those are my starts. This one is stanky. But I'm just feeling it. It's a gut.
Oh, you're gonna laugh. I thought it was gonna be a sit.
Give me, and I think the Colts will win. I'm gonna say that before. I'm not rooting against the team. I think Kyle Pitts has a big game against the Colts.
I love it.
I'm feeling touchdown, and this is just gut, pure gut. I'm feeling touchdown. I'm feeling
Kyle Pitts.
60 yards off of 4 catches.
Oh yeah.
Maybe a one-handed catch. I just want to see it. I want to see it. Yeah, those are my starts. Logan, who's your exemption this week?
Oh, exemption? It's Bijan.
Yep.
It's end of the season, I probably won't even have one next week because it doesn't matter.
Is it going to reset next year?
Yeah, this is the yearly list. Or then that would get way too big.
The whole league.
But my first start, Javonte Williams. I just want this to be true. They're playing New England. New England is bad. And I need him to ball out.
Yeah. I get it.
And then next, I would have Gus Edwards. Sadly, he is going to probably get more carries. There's going to be more volume in the backfield. He already had like 14 this week and a touchdown.
Yeah.
But it is against the 49ers, but I still think he'll get enough volume where he will be decent.
Okay.
And then I have a quarterback. I never start and sit quarterbacks, but I'm doing it this week. I have start and sit for my quarterbacks. I have Justin Fields. Arizona's defense, awful, horrible.
Yeah.
If he's going to ball out, it's going to be this week, and he
I like
needs
the
to.
matchup. Yep,
He's
like you
playing
said,
for a
it's
job.
his.
He's
They're
playing for a job. If
He's
it'd
not
be
been
at
too
the very,
bad.
he's playing for a job, honestly, because who knows who'll be the Bears, but I think he's got a chip on his shoulder. And
absolutely. I can kick us off with sits. This is PSA. This is me taking out my anger on my fantasy team that lost in the playoffs. So, first of all, you're sitting Devon A-Chain. I forget. A-Chain. Devon A-Chain versus Dallas. Bad matchup. Raheem Mostert's balling out. You're sitting Breece Hall versus Washington. The Jets are just... And it might be a good matchup, but I don't care. The Jets' offensive line sucks. Breece Hall is not going to have a good game. And then finally, sit Amari Cooper versus Houston. Joe Flacco's good, but I just don't see it. Like, Amari Cooper had a good game this week, but like, if Flacco comes out in the first half flat again, I mean, obviously he can turn up half two, but like, I don't know.
I think Amari Cooper will be fine this week.
Sure, and I mean, I think at this point it's tough to project anything because this has been ridiculous. But I'm feeling it. I'm feeling Amari Cooper versus Houston, not a good matchup. I just think Houston's defense, who like played some tough football last week against Titans, great game. I think they could hold this week again. So, yep, you got it.
Okay, I've got Zach Moss at Atlanta.
Yep,
I think that'll be I think the Colts pull that one out, but I think it's gonna be a tough, gritty game. You know, and I don't think it's gonna be much offense in that one. I have the Packers running backs versus Carolina. I just don't like them.
Oh man.
And I just need that proof that Bijan's fine, and the Carolina run defense just became great. You know,
that would be nice.
We're just coping with our sets this week.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not even sure if he's playing. I think he's supposed to play.
Okay. Who was it?
Let me look this up. He's still in concussion protocol, but I don't like CJ Stroud this week. Again, I think they win this game, but again, I think Cleveland Houston could be a gritty game.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if Stroud's going to put up a crazy box score. I think that's the one might be a little hot, but he's been down.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's a good take. I love how starts and sits as the season goes on. It just becomes like, who do we not want to have a good game and who are we mad at?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's kind of just what mine are this week.
That's so fair.
Because, like, I don't know. Like, at this point, it's fantasy playoffs. If you're in, you're in. If you're not, then you're not. But yeah. Waivers. Let's take 2 seconds here. Baker Mayfield.
Isaiah Likely.
Baker Mayfield, great game. Ty Chandler, great game. If they're there, pick them up. So
I have Isaiah Likely. He's probably not there, but
nice.
Could be.
All right. It is time for the designated fun segment minus Graham.
Without Graham.
Who usually comes up with these. As promised, we are going to be coming up with our own bowl game names. College bowl games are starting up soon.
A little bit about them probably, too.
Oh, yeah.
So do you have sponsors for your sponsors in the name? That's the format it normally goes with.
I mostly have the name. I don't have too many sponsors. I think I have 1, 2... Okay, I have like 3 sponsored ones out of the 6. Okay. So it's not bad. But
you wrote down 6?
Yes.
Wow, you went, wow, and I told you I wrote down 6.
I'm letting you use 6 then.
Well, I scratched one of mine, so I only have 5 now.
Oh, well, phooey. Use it then. Jeez. But obviously bowl game names get pretty wacky for college, and we thought we'd take our own spin on it. So my first one is the Kirk Cousins Coles Cash Iced Out Mega Bowl. If you didn't catch that the first time, I'll say it again. The Kirk Cousins Coles Cash Iced Out Mega Bowl.
Mega Bowl.
Obviously, Kirk O'Chains is always iced out with the drip. Okay. That's some Gen Z stuff.
So, question.
Yeah, sure. Shoot.
Where does the sponsorship end? And
Cash.
Is it just the Mega Bowl? Like,
no, it's Coles.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Is it the Kirk Cousins Mega Bowl, or is it is Kirk Cousins Cold Cash iced out the sponsor name, and then Mega Bowl is the actual bowl?
Coles is the sponsor. Coles Cash.
Okay.
But Coles is the sponsor.
So even if Coles Cash stops sponsoring it, it will still be the Kirk Cousins Iced Out Bowl?
Iced Out Mega Bowl, yes. That is correct.
Okay. Is Kirk Cousins always there?
I think he can do the coin toss. I think would make
Oh, yeah.
sense.
Yeah,
Because obviously it was revealed he has a Cole's Cash chain.
Can he sing? I bet he can sing.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He can do national anthem.
He gives me like a front row Sunday morning church service belting out the lyrics every Sunday, which is great.
Yeah. If it's a small enough church, he might get up there.
Yeah. Hey,
church,
nothing wrong with that.
Christmas Eve choir, he might be up there.
We love church.
Yeah.
But obviously he'll do the coin toss. He'll be there. And he has that Cole's Cash chain that we all saw in the Manning cast.
Yeah. Does it get
I think
bigger
it's a perfect
every year?
spot.
Oh, that's the trophy.
No, it gets smaller every year.
Okay, yeah. That's the trophy though.
But it gets smaller every year.
Okay.
Just because you said it gets bigger every year, I just want to go against you.
This is the longest. Why are you taking 30 minutes to explain this?
Hey, what's wrong with that?
Okay.
Go then. Fine.
You promised me a shorter episode.
I am not making good on that promise. We've gone on too many tangents. Done? Yeah, I'm done. You got it.
Okay. My first one is the Hobby Lobby. I don't know why I made it Hobby Lobby. I was just Hobby Lobby the other day. I was like, wow, this store is awful. So I wanted them to sponsor the Awful Bowl. This is the you guys stink so bad you have to play on Christmas Bowl. So we take the two worst teams at the FBS level and we pitch them against themselves on Christmas morning. Okay, so they have to give up their Christmas. You have to play in it. Like if you don't, you're suspended.
Yep.
And it just has a lot of weight behind it because whoever loses that team is forever known as the anti-national champions. They're the worst team in football.
The anti-champions.
Yeah, so there's a whole different committee to choose who the two worst teams are.
Yeah, sure.
And then they have to play on Christmas because should have been better.
Yeah,
got to be great.
Too bad.
Yep. What's your next one?
So my next one is this is less of a bowl game, more of a showcase, kind of like the Senior Bowl. The Kadarius Toney Defensive Showcase, which features one-on-one with Kadarius Toney. He will drop the ball and tap it up to you, and it's more of a ball skill type.
Just like his Senior Bowl?
Yes, just like his Senior Bowl when he dropped. But he will try to catch the ball and juggle it, and you have to grab it out of the air, and it's more of a ball skill, like for ball hawks in college football. And the more they grab, then they get to wear his gloves. Like the gloves are like the trophy, and they're like covered in like something slick. Give me something slick, Logan. Give me a slick substance. Give me something slick.
Butter, little butter. That would work.
Sure.
I mean,
I was thinking something more funny, but if you want to do butter, that's fine.
Well, that's all I could think of, Joe. I was thinking foods. That's all I could think of.
Banana peels. Come on.
Oh.
Whoa. All right, Logan. What's your next one?
Next one, I have the U.S. Navy Water Bowl. It is, you know how they always have like a game, like a preseason college game, or it might not even be preseason, just a college basketball game on an aircraft carrier. Mm-hmm. It's a football game on an
that would be.
Carrier.
What if like? Can I?
You can watch Joe Milton just hits a fish. He overthrows the field so much. I don't even know what's his work. What's the dimensions of an aircraft carrier? Can you put a football field
gonna ask if the sidelines can be the side of the ship. So if they make like a toe tap catch, they just fall off the ship and into the water. Yeah. Like if you if they're out of bounds if they just fall off the edge of the ship.
Oh, so, and this ship has to be safe. Unlike the basketball games, those are docked. No. We are safe. We're in the middle of it.
It's like super fat, like mid combat.
Oh yeah. We're in like a bay. We're by Kuwait,
It's like war game. It's like war games with like other like they're shooting like blanks, like war games. And then
what if we just move Army Navy onto the water?
Imagine getting juked out in that game and like flying off the edge of the aircraft carrier.
That gives Navy the advantage, I feel.
That's true.
We can play in the desert like every other year.
It feels like a Wisconsin, Michigan State.
Maybe
because I'm thinking too much to college basketball, but man, that would be brutal. I love the idea though. I'm not gonna lie.
I think it's a great idea, yeah. What's your next one?
I've got a little bit of background. The Eagles release a Christmas album with offensive linemen every year. It's amazing. Go check it out. It's called the Philly Special Christmas. But I have the Philly Special Christmas Jordan Mailata Taylor Swift Bowl. Obviously piggybacking off of recent trends. I think the national anthem.
You're just a trend chaser.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Why else would we do this?
Yeah.
I think the Philly Special Christmas guys, Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, will sing the national anthem at the beginning, at halftime, and then at the end.
That's a lot
peak,
of national anthem.
Peak preach.
Is it split? Like, is it
No, it's
like
just the
a
whole
third
thing.
of the national anthem.
Whole thing.
I think that.
And
I
the
think
whole
they
other
should
note's
do
way too
thirds.
long. And it's still like peak patriotism.
Okay.
And obviously Taylor Swift is there. She's just there. Just for like TV time. And that's what really attracts the main thing. And then obviously Philly Special Christmas sponsors it to put it together.
How good of teams are these? Like, is this an
I want it to be
upper
like the
bowl, or
most
is this like
forgettable teams? Like,
okay,
let's go.
like Western Kentucky and Old Dominion played today in a bowl game? Would that be a good matchup?
That's even too interesting. I'm gonna go
And
with
Western
like,
Kentucky always has good offensives.
let's go Florida and like South Carolina.
Okay,
I know it's
so
two SEC schools, but like something
matchup?
that no one cares about. Like you're not gonna tune in.
So
to
like
watch
this
that.
year Florida and this year South Carolina.
Yes. Yeah.
Were either of them bowl eligible?
No,
No.
they were
but
not.
If they snuck in and they were,
This is for,
I would not be
let's
watching
spice
that
it up.
game.
This is for two teams that didn't make a bowl game.
Oh,
and they get to play just for fun.
Just for fun, yeah.
They don't want to, but they have to.
They could. The Philly Special Christmas, they can afford a bowl game. Come on.
Yeah, you got it.
All right, mine is. I want to go international. Even though the Water Bowl could be played in neutral waters, but this is going to be somewhere along the equator, somewhere probably Central America, right? It's sponsored by the cartel.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it's rigged.
Whoa.
It's so rigged.
Like obvious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like
sure.
Like it's awful teams. Like they're below eligible teams, but they're like teams. They just got called up to FCS level.
Sure.
They were still playing like FCS schools, and
Sam
they barely
Houston
stuck
State
in.
of Montana.
They're
State of Montana.
They're still sneaking in, and then it just gets rigged, and they're like,
just
everyone, no one cares because these teams don't matter. But
it's like, why are we playing?
I think it'd be fun, especially on the equator.
I want to see how rigged it can get. Like just ridiculous stuff, like refs sticking out their leg and trip players.
Oh yeah,
that could be fun.
I would love to see it.
I would also love to see it. That's going. My next one. So you know how like Lay's potato chips, they try out the weird flavors.
Yeah.
They launch like a weird flavor like a year, like per year. I'm thinking they're gonna do that again. But they're gonna try their most unique chip with the most unique fan base, which is college football. And we're gonna have the Lay's Green Apple Barbecue Potato Chip Mega Bonanza Sale Bowl.
Okay.
Which is basically just. Sorry, what?
Well, I was again asking where the sponsorship ends. Is it the Great Bonanza Sale Bowl or whatever?
Mega Bonanza Sale Bowl is like
Mega Bonanza. Okay.
And it's like insert company because like Mega Bonanza Sale.
Yeah.
And it's designed to push their brand new Green Apple Barbecue chip.
I would try that. I would eat
which
that.
Sucks. No, it's bad. It's bad.
I like green apple and I like barbecue.
It's just like sour.
Stopping me.
It's just way too sour.
Sour barbecue?
Oh yeah, just like sickeningly sour.
I'm interested. I'm interested.
And they hand them out at the game, and everyone's like, "Okay, fine."
So do they try it every year? Like they try to launch one with this every year, and it's always awful. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like a yearly thing, and they try to like, what will Americans eat? Like that's kind of what their goal is to figure out.
It's a social experiment.
Like next year is like the cheddar cheese pumpkin. Like
again.
No, you can't.
I would try it.
That makes me sick to talk about.
I don't even like pumpkin, but
I can see green apple barbecue, but cheddar cheese and pumpkin. Come on.
I would say I'm an above average green apple fan. Like when it comes to candy.
Oh, really? I hate green apple candy.
My favorite. You know what? I lost I had Jolly Ranchers right back there. I was going to eat one, but I do not.
For anyone listening to our audio, Logan just turned around like an absolute fool. Can we get a fool alert? We're on full fool alert here, and could not find his Jolly Ranchers.
Okay,
yeah, they're pushing their new chip every year, so free samples are given out.
So my next one, it will transition between like different, like either DC or Marvel, like the superhero companies.
Sure.
I was like, so what would be a good name for two comic book companies to like, or just superheroes in general? It would obviously be the DC Comics Super Bowl. It would be the Super Bowl. I mean, that's not taken. So why wouldn't you use that?
No, it's not. What if the NFL just shift theirs to like the Big Bowl or something?
The Big Bowl?
Large bowl.
It's time for a change. Yeah. Let's change the name of the Super Bowl.
What do you think? No, actually keep doing yours and then we'll change the name of the Super Bowl.
No, I think that's a good segment idea.
Okay.
Let's say that. Let's put that in the back pocket. Let's go Super Bowl changes. Super Bowl week, we can hit up some Super Bowl changes.
Be on the lookout for that committee.
Yep.
Yeah. So what's your Marvel DC Bowl? What's it look like?
Oh, it's just a normal one, but it's called the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So it's like not superhero related, even though it's Marvel and DC.
No, it's not super. It's just a normal bowl.
It's just like football.
It's really boring, actually. Like it's one of the ones that's played like it would have been Western Kentucky and Old Dominion, but that was a good game.
Yeah, the comeback was crazy.
Great game, but again, who was watching that? No one.
No one. So it's just boring. They could do a lot with it, but they're not going to.
Yeah, but everyone's like the Super Bowl, and then it's not actually the Super Bowl. And it lasts like 2 years, and then it feels like, guys, stop,
please. Like Roger Goodell.
Yeah,
knocks on the door. Guys, can we just
cut it out?
Just stop. Like, I'm so sick of this. And then they cut it immediately.
Yeah.
My last one, the Marshalls Midwest Flannel Family Picture Bowl.
That's
obviously
I like that one.
Marshall is the retail store of things that nobody wants, which is a big Midwest thing. And then
where would this one be hosted?
I think Iowa. It's got to be Iowa.
Like,
and then flannel family pictures are a staple of Midwest America, with the weird patterns of flannels that nobody.
Have you ever
really
done
likes.
that? You have any family pictures?
I don't think. Well, I mean, we have family pictures,
so.
but we're not all flannel family.
I don't think we ever had a flannel.
It's just like such a Midwest staple, and I think it's just like, you know, it's like a
yeah.
Sure. And I mean, I think all the uniforms could be flannel. That could be not fun. Sure.
Oh, that could be awful. Yeah,
that could be terrible. Everyone in the game, like all the fans, are required to wear flannel. I mean, just anything to make it as Midwest as possible. Like barbecue could be another element of this. They could hand out ribs at the door. I don't know. But yeah, just anything Midwest really. And then Marshalls is the sponsor, just because it's Marshalls. Yeah. Why not? The teams could be like Kansas and Kansas State. Like, who cares?
Oh, that would be really intriguing though, because that's like a rivalry.
Oh, well, sure, but like they don't hype it up though. It's just like
no. Only the fans care. They're like the biggest game of the year. And like we're like
It's played on the same day as the college football playoff.
Oh yeah,
just for fun. So they get enough viewers. So that is my last one.
Okay, I have my best one yet.
Here we go.
This one, sponsored by Edward Jones in the Edward Jones Dome in St. Louis. It is please bring back the Rams or any football team to St. Louis. Just look how many fans come to this bowl game bowl. And its entire purpose is just to get football in St. Louis. And then like a whole bunch of fans. And they're like, guys, look, NFL, look.
We can do it. Check it out.
Yeah.
Man. That is awesome.
I think it'd be great for the city. # bring back sports to St. Louis. I really want a basketball team or football team.
That is awesome. I think you're right. I think they deserve it. Nice city.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that would show the NFL, because if they ever decide to expand, or the NBA, that probably will expand basketball.
Please expand.
A lot of sports fans there. So
yeah,
I think nothing wrong with what you just said. I think it's a great name. What if they did sure.
Bro, Drew Lock just put on one of the greatest clutch performances of all time. He has a mullet. He just threw an absolute 30-yard dot to JSN with 20 seconds left. Wow.
That's crazy.
So I don't know when he got a mullet. He has like a baby mullet.
That's awesome. It's like you.
I know. Mine's better, but okay.
You ready?
Yep.
I think the Panthers should try a reverse, try to get the team out of there, because obviously none of the fans want to see them play. So I think see how many fans don't show up, which I guess is what they did this past weekend. So it's not that big of a deal. But man, that makes me hate the Panthers. That makes me so mad. Anyways,
you can peck on this. Where did that come from?
Anyways, upset of the week, because we were done with the fun segment. I've got Washington over the New York Jets, the Washington Commanders. The Jets' offensive line sucks. Zach Wilson is kind of below average. The defense is good, but Sam Howell seems like the type of guy.
Is that an upset?
Yeah, it is an upset. Or the Jets beating him. Sam Howell seems like the type of guy to shred up a good defense, just for fun, in garbage time of the season, I guess. And, it just seems like it. It just checks out to me. So, at this point of the season, 2 teams that are eliminated from the playoffs. Doesn't matter. Let's have some fun. Also, I love Jacoby Brissett. Just want to put that out there. Maybe we'll get some garbage time like we did last game.
Yeah.
Logan?
Mine, I already said the score prediction for this game, so it's the Raiders over Chiefs with P.B.C., 2/3 of P.B.C. in attendance.
Yeah. Woo! We're psyched.
Let's get pumped. Yeah.
Let's get pumped.
So, yeah, it's happening. We all know it.
Yep.
Quick Trey Tucker masterclass in a mirror.
Man, I love Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker.
America loves Trey Tucker.
He's a dog. Logan, any more general conversation you want to get out?
I think that's it. We didn't really mention Baker. I'm kind of sad we didn't really
Baker
get to
Mayfield,
that.
elite game versus the Packers.
100 perfect passer rating.
I think he's got a chance to stay next year, man. I mean, it seems like they believe in him. I don't want to see him draft a quarterback. I want to see Baker stay there because he's great. Yeah. Anything else you want to bring attention to?
No.
Well, all right. This has been 2/3 of Podcast by Committee.
Probably our best episode yet, honestly.
Yeah, minus Graham.
I would say so.
Thankfully. We'll see if
I think we should just do that all the time.
Cut him. I think we just cut him.
Yeah, let's cut him. Let's replace him. We're now having tryouts. We will be accepting applications to try out for the third member.
Yep. So if you want to,
please submit by following us on Instagram and all other podcast platforms and TikTok. Like the TikTok.
So you must have a share quota of sharing our podcast with 30,000 other people. So get on that if you have.
And sponsor us. If you sponsor us, you can get on the podcast.
$30,000 minimum.
Yep.
For a tryout, of course. And the fees do go up from there.
For how exclusive we are.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're about to take off, so it doesn't matter. But you guys are our committee. Thank you for watching. Have a great week. We have had a blast, and we will see you in week 16 next week.
Yeah,
16. Yeah, week 16 is playoffs are heating up. So have a good week. We love you, committee.
Good luck in the fantasy playoffs.